And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem, and Ham, and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. These are the three sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread.
A lot of Israelites and Gentiles from the seed of man are having a difficult time comprehending that the original inhabitants of this earth are the descendants of the seed of Adam. Before the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, the seed of man, which is the people who is labeled black, lived freely all over this earth. I know because of the way the modern day governments have borders and want to build walls to prevent immigrants from trespassing onto their land, as well as many countries cracking down on immigration. Also, how the countries and the earth is not divided the way the Most High ordained and disclosed to Noah. Many Israelites and Gentiles are struggling with the truth about black people holding the deed to every single land on this earth. There's many scriptures supporting this truth. However, because the earth is in the hands of the wicked that control this earth with the Satans, the seed of Adam's rightful ownership was taken and given to the other species of mankind.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. It covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, the divine deed that was given to the descendants of Adam is ignored by the other species of mankind that control this earth with the Satans. All the laws, statutes, and commandments the Most High gave to the seed of Adam and later was given to the Israelites are not the laws the modern day nations follow and observe. The laws the people in the modern day nations follow and respect are the laws created by the high-level workers of iniquity that conquered the land from the seed of Adam, as well as the laws the Satans created and used religion to get the people to observe. The Most High said that his people let go of his laws, statutes, and commandments to follow after the traditions of men.
Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. For laying aside the commandment of God, ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do. And he said unto them, Full well ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition.
The Most High said we have rejected his commandments to keep our own traditions. Many of the traditions the seed of Adam observe and follow are the traditions created by the high-level workers of iniquity. The Most High didn't create any of the holy days and other man-made traditions that is recognized in the nations. Traditions like Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Flag Day, Holy Communion, and many others. The laws the seed of Adam follow are the laws the heathens created for their nations they've established on the seed of Adam's land. The high-level workers of iniquity gave you the illusion of them separating religion from government. However, behind the scenes, all religion and governments are one entity. The spiritual wickedness in high places use religion to enforce the laws they've created for their kingdoms on this earth. Before we go deep, let us go back to how the seed of Adam had the divine deed to every land on this earth. By now, we all should know that the Most High gave to Adam and Eve dominion on the earth.
And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
As you heard, the Most High gave to the first man, the male and his female, dominion over everything on the earth as well as in the sea. The verse you just heard in the book of Genesis of the Most High giving to Adam dominion over the earth is the divine deed given to the seed of Adam. The truth you just heard about dominion is the proof the seed of Adam have for the rightful ownership of all the land on this earth. If everyone claims to be descendants of Noah, then you can't deny the confirmation given to us by the Most High about the deed given to Noah and his family. It took time for the seed of Adam to begin to multiply to fill the earth after the flood. By the time the seed of Adam began to multiply exceedingly, the infiltration that took place in the seed of man before the flood that brought forth the other species of mankind didn't give any rights to the other kind of a man on the earth. Although another species of man was not on the earth, no dominion was given to the new species of man. The Most High didn't extend the dominion given to the seed of Adam to the other species of mankind. When the Most High realized that all flesh living on the earth have corrupted themselves, the Father decided to send a flood to cleanse the earth.
And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, The end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth.
The Most High saved one family from the seed of man to repopulate the earth. The Most High gave instructions to Noah of how many animals that inhabited the earth should be brought into the ark to repopulate the earth after the flood. The Most High didn't preserve the life of the other species of mankind, the Nephilims that was born on the earth to the daughters of man and the Watchers. The Most High only preserved Noah's family to repopulate the earth, which consists of his 3 sons and their wives. The dominion the Father gave to Adam and Eve in the beginning when he created them, the Father transferred the same dominion to Noah and his family after the flood.
And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you, and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given you all things.
You just heard from the words of the Most High of our Creator giving to Noah all things on the earth. Despite Adam and Eve falling in the garden, the Most High never took away their dominion over the earth. The Most High was able to transfer the covenant to Noah, a descendant of Adam, dominion over the earth, as well as to repopulate the earth. The Most High didn't give the same command to the other species of mankind, nor did the Father give dominion to the modern-day nations that control every land on this earth. Israelites and Gentiles. The verse you heard in the book of Genesis chapter 9 is another confirmation of the Most High giving to the seed of Adam a divine deed to all the land in this earth. As you can see, I am not making anything up, nor adding or taking anything away from the truth written in the scriptures found in the Bible. I made sure to only use the scriptures found in the Bible to show proof to all people about the divine deed the seed of Adam have over all the land in this earth. Wherever the ark landed, that is where the seed of man began to multiply on the earth. As the families grew, they migrated to find land to where they could settle. Many Israelites and Gentiles always seems to forget about the first scattering that took place by the Most High. The first scattering that took place was done because of the seed of man's rebellion at the Tower of Babel.
Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth.
As you just heard in the scriptures found in the Bible, the Most High scattered the seed of man that descend from Shem, Ham, and Japheth all over the earth. The scriptures told us how the Most High scattered the people into all the lands in this earth after the Tower of Babel. Everyone was scattered according to their families, which is bloodline, cities, and their languages. And when the Lord had scattered the sons of men on account of their sin at the tower, behold, they spread forth into many divisions, and all the sons of men were dispersed into the four corners of the earth. And all the families became each according to its language, its land, or its city. Although the people alive during the time of Babel was scattered by languages, cities, and family, each family clan wasn't scattered everywhere like the Israelite bloodline. Each family went wherever the Most High sent them. Although they were divided the way you heard in the scriptures, each bloodline remained intact and lived on the land they've inherited. The Most High didn't mix the families when he scattered them. The scripture said nothing about race or place of birth. Each family clan lived on the land they inherited from Noah's family, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The scripture said the Most High scattered the seed of man all over the world. The heathen's beast educational system will make you believe black people only existed in sub-Saharan Africa. The scriptures found in the book of Jasher said otherwise. Black people are the blueprint to the man creation. They are the purest form of man. The Most High scattered the seed of man all over the earth. In the places they were scattered, they created cities and called those cities after their names.
And the sons of men built many cities according to their families, in all the places where they went, and throughout the earth where the Lord had scattered them. And some of them built cities in places from which they were afterward extirpated. And they called these cities after their own names, or the names of their children, or after their particular occurrences.
You heard how the seed of man, when they were scattered, they built cities in the land they were scattered to and other places. The continent of Africa wasn't the only place the seed of man lived. For the people that believe the seed of man never left the continent of Africa, the scattering that took place in the rebellion of the Tower of Babel revealed to you that black people were scattered all over the earth long before the transatlantic slave trade. It's very important for everyone to know this truth. If you rely on the heathens' beast educational system, they will lead you into believing black people never left the continent of Africa until the slave trade. They want you to believe when the colonizers arrived in the West and everywhere they went to explore, the land they found was vacant, and that is false. History revealed that the colonizers found black people living on every single continent in this earth, which align with the words of the Most High because he gave the seed of man possession of the earth to control it. How can the seed of man control and care for the earth if they only live in certain parts of the earth and neglect the rest? That doesn't make any sense. Every land on this earth is inhabited by the seed of man, which are black people. They have the divine deed to the earth. When the colonizers went to explore and found that every land was inhabited by people that don't look like them, the colonizers took advantage of the women and men to create the biracial. Then the biracial continued to procreate with whiteness or with another biracial to make the children of the colonizers that is living all over the world today. The Arabs, Latinos, Asians, Indians, Spanish, and many others. Whiteness wasn't living all over the world. Don't mistake the modern day whiteness that occupy land all over the world and claim to be descendants of the original inhabitants deceive you. That is why in the community of the children of the colonizers, they encourage their own to procreate with whiteness. The enmity their fathers had towards the seed of Adam passed down to their children like a generational curse, causing the children of the colonizers to bred out any blood that came from the seed of men. Which is a good thing if you ask me. They can't benefit from anything the Most High gave to the seed of men. After the fourth generation, they are like their fathers, the fallen.
There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown.
The people that are struggling to accept this truth are living in denial. Ask the children of the colonizers, how come there's no trace of them past colonization? You can't claim to be what you bred out. The original inhabitants to the land of the north, south, east, and west are Black people. The native Indians in the Americas are Black people. The original people of Asia are Black people. The original inhabitants of what you know as Europe are Black people. Any modern day country you can think of today, the original inhabitants of that country are Black people. Don't let the synagogue of Satan deceive you into believing the Black population in those countries got there through the slave trade. The seed of man are the rightful owners to land in all countries. Don't let the heathens deceive you into believing the transatlantic slave trade is when Black people left the continent of Africa for the first time. The seed of man had been traveling the world long before the colonizers decided to hop on a ship in search of new land. The transatlantic slave trade was the scattering of the Israelites, one family clan only.
The Lord shall bring thee, and thy king which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
The Israelites that were scattered are not from the same bloodline with the original inhabitants of Black people that lived in the USA or to any of the countries they were scattered into. I often hear some Black people in the USA say that they was already here. They wasn't a part of the transatlantic slave trade. They claimed the heritage the colonizers called the Indians as their heritage. To everyone listening to my voice, that is true. A lot of people can't differentiate between the original Black inhabitants of the land that is now called the USA with the Israelites that was brought to the USA and enslaved during the transatlantic slave trade. Although both group of people are of the seed of man, they descend from different bloodlines. The Israelites come from the foundational bloodline of Shem, while the original inhabitants of the USA can be descendants of either Japheth or Ham. Remember, the land of the north was given to Japheth for an inheritance. Most people believe Europe is the only land that is a part of the north. The USA is a part of the north. That is why it's cold in the northern parts and hot in the southern parts. The seed of Ham, however, is the most scattered group of people after the Tower of Babel because they were the leaders in the rebellion. The Hamites conspired to build the Tower of Babel. And all the princes of Nimrod and his great men took counsel together, Phut, Mizraim, Cush, and Canaan with their families. And they said to each other, come, let us build ourselves a city, and in it a strong tower, and its top reaching heaven, and we will make ourselves fame, so that we may reign upon the whole world, in order that the evil of our enemies may cease from us, that we may reign mightily over them, and that we may not become scattered over the earth on account of their wars. And they all went before the king, and they told the king these words. And the king agreed with them in this affair, and he did so. In the generation when the Tower of Babel was built, Nimrod was the man that ruled over all the earth. Nimrod descended from the bloodline of Ham.
And King Nimrod reigned securely, and all the earth was under his control, and all the earth was of one tongue and words of union.
The people that sinned to build the tower, they was the ones that was scattered all over the earth according to their families, cities, and languages. The way the Most High divided them was according to their sins, which the Father put into 3 divisions. The Hamites are the largest group of people out of the 3 foundational bloodlines. The people that wasn't a part of the 3 divisions the Most High judged and scattered, however, they did assist to build the tower. These people was also scattered all over the world.
And those who were left amongst them, when they knew and understood the evil which was coming upon them, they forsook the building, and they also became scattered upon the face of the whole earth.
I wanted you to see in the scriptures of how the Most High scattered the seed of man all over the world. If we go back to the black people that say they are the original inhabitants of the land called the USA, they descend from the people that live on the land when the Most High scattered the seed of man all over the world during the time of Babel. Too many Israelites in the awakening are confusing the original black people of the land with the Israelites that were scattered through the transatlantic slave trade. The original black inhabitants of the land of the USA or to any other countries in the West are not Israelites. Many people are confusing the original black inhabitants of the land with the Israelites that arrived during the slave trade. The Israelites were scattered into lands their fathers have not known. The Most High removed his people from their land into captivity.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And I will scatter thee among the heathen, and disperse thee in the countries, and will consume thy filthiness out of thee.
But I scattered them with a whirlwind among all the nations whom they knew not. Thus the land was desolate after them, that no man passed through nor returned, for they laid the pleasant land desolate.
The Most High didn't scatter his people, the Israelites, into their own land. The Most High scattered his people all over the world in the nations of their enemies. The scattering of the Israelites happened after the Most High scattered the seed of man for the Tower of Babel. Too many Israelites in the awakening are being deceived by the way the heathens redistribute land all over the world after colonization. Everyone must understand and know that the Most High gave to Noah, the only family from the seed of man that survived the flood, the original written deed.
And it came to pass in the beginning of the 33rd Jubilee that they divided the earth into 3 parts, for Shem and Ham and Japheth, according to the inheritance of each, in the first year in the first week, when one of us who had been sent was with them. And he called his sons, and they drew nigh to him, they and their children, and he divided the earth into the lots, which his 3 sons were to take in possession, and they reached forth their hands, and took the writing out of the bosom of Noah their father.
The seed of man not only have a divine deed to the earth, the Most High also gave to Noah the original written deed. Just like the Most High gave to Moses the 10 commandments that he wrote on 2 tablets with his hands. The written deed to all land on this earth was given to Noah. As you heard in the scriptures, the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, took the written deed from out of their father Noah's bosom to know their land inheritance. The sons of Noah divided the earth exactly like their father Noah received from the Most High. The original deed that was in the hands of Noah said that the earth was divided into 3 parts for Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The original written deed revealed the regions of the earth that belonged to each son.
And it came to pass in the beginning of the 33rd Jubilee that they divided the earth into 3 parts, for Shem and Ham and Japheth, according to the inheritance of each, in the first year in the first week, when one of us who had been sent was with them.
The scriptures found in the Bible doesn't reveal how the Most High divided the earth. The scriptures only say that through Shem, Ham, and Japheth, the earth was overspread. The workers of iniquity removed the instructions given to the seed of man about land distribution from the scriptures in the Bible. By doing this, the workers of iniquity can say nobody owned anything and there's no such thing as a divine deed to rob the seed of man. The original written deed didn't divide the earth based on skin color and place of birth. The written deed didn't say sub-Saharan Africa is for black people, Asia is for Asian people, the continent of Europe was for white people, like the high-level workers of iniquity have done. In the days of Noah, there was no such place called Europe, Asia, America, Africa, Caribbean, and all the modern names of the continents and land mass. Also, there wasn't any major borders that prevented the people from moving freely in the land their father inherited, nor a passport to travel the earth. You heard earlier that the seed of man named their cities after their names. The deed the sons of Noah took from their father Noah gave great details onto which land belonged to each son and their descendants. The first lot that came out was for Shem. Shem inherited the middle of the earth. The deed even explained the climate conditions to Shem's land.
And there came forth on the writing as Shem's lot, the middle of the earth, which he should take as an inheritance for himself and for his sons, for the generations of eternity, from the middle of the mountain range of Rapha, from the mouth of the water, from the river Tina, and his portion goes towards the west through the midst of this river, and it extends till it reaches the water of the abysses, out of which this river goes forth and pours its waters into the sea Ma'at, and this river flows into the great sea. And all that is towards the north is Japheth's, and all that is towards the south belongs to Shem. And Noah rejoiced that this portion came forth for Shem and for his sons. And he remembered all that he had spoken with his mouth in prophecy. For he had said, Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and may the Lord dwell in the dwelling of Shem. And he knew that the Garden of Eden is the Holy of Holies, and the dwelling of the Lord, and Mount Sinai the center of the desert, and Mount Zion the center of the navel of the earth. These three were created as holy places facing each other.
For the modern day governments and the spiritual wickedness in high places act like as if they don't know is false. This is why they remove specific books from the Bible to prevent the people from knowing these truths. The written deed Noah had even named the rivers that bordered the land between the brothers' inheritance. The written deed that was given to Noah and his sons used to divide the earth gave us great details about the land each son inherited. The deed told us the climate conditions to the land each son inherited. Shem, who inherited the middle of the earth, the climate in the land he inherited was not hot nor cold. It was a blended between the two. Ham's land is described to being hot. Japheth's land inheritance was cold.
But it is cold, and the land of Ham is hot, and the land of Shem is neither hot nor cold, but it is of blended cold and heat.
The second portion that came from the deed was for Ham. Ham inherited the southern regions of this world. The scriptures found in the book of Jubilees give you the name of the rivers that set as boundaries for each son's possession.
And for Ham came forth the second portion, beyond the Gihon towards the south to the right of the garden, and it extends towards the south, and it extends to all the mountains of fire, and it extends towards the west to the sea of Atal, and it extends towards the west till it reaches the sea of Maok, that sea into which everything which is not destroyed descends. And it goes forth towards the north to the limits of Gadir, and it goes forth to the coast of the waters of the sea, to the waters of the great sea, till it draws near to the river Gihon, and goes along the river Gihon, till it reaches the right of the Garden of Eden.
If the seed of the fallen didn't change history and change the names to the nations and rivers, everyone would know the boundaries the Most High set for the inheritance of the sons of Noah. I am sure the heathens strategically changed the names to rivers and ancient cities, as well as changed the names to a lot of things to get the seed of man to forget their inheritance. When the seed of man don't know what belongs to them, the heathens can come to take their inheritance from them easily. That's exactly what the other species of mankind did when they colonized the earth. The final portion that came from the written deed was for Japheth. He inherited the northern regions of this world.
And for Japheth came forth the third portion beyond the river Tina to the north of the outflow of its waters, and it extends northeasterly to the whole region of Gog, and to all the country east thereof. This is the land which came forth for Japheth and his sons as the portion of his inheritance, which he should possess for himself and his sons for their generations forever. 5 great islands and a great land in the north.
The written deed Noah had said that the inheritance that came to his sons and their descendants was theirs forever. The father didn't set a time limit unto how long they should have possession of their land. This was how the Most High set up for the seed of man to divide the land in the earth. Whatever the Father written down and gave to Noah is the final say unto how land should be distributed on earth. The Most High made it known that Shem, Ham, and Japheth's descendants will have possession of these lands forever. Fast forward to today, the descendants of Shem, Ham, and Japheth are not in control of the land they inherited from their fathers. The earth is not divided into 3 parts like the Most High have written in the deed he gave to Noah. The colonizers came from the north to steal, kill, and destroy from the seed of man and took over their possessions. The modern-day nations and the borders of these nations was made by the synagogue of Satan. That is why I said earlier that the original inhabitants of the nation that is recognized as the USA can be Japhetic or Hamitic depending on where their ancestors lived. The tropical land that is always hot in the southern regions of this world belongs to Ham. The heathens' borders and new nations are not according to the borders and territory given to Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The other species of mankind use skin color to divide the land on the earth. The Most High didn't divide the continent of Africa by light skins in the north and dark skins in the south. That is the works of the Satans through the synagogue of Satan. Israelites and Gentiles, that is why we cannot rely on the modern day nations and their people to assign bloodlines. You have to dig deeper. Many people from the seed of man have been displaced for a long time. The Israelites are not the only family from the seed of man that was scattered.
And I will scatter the Egyptians among the nations, and will disperse them through the countries.
After the sons of Noah inherited their land, Shem, Ham, and Japheth began to divide the land they inherited to their sons. The seed of man before colonization knew the land they inherited from their fathers. There was no confusion within the seed of man's community when it came to land inheritance. Everyone was clear on what land they were supposed to live in. After multiple generations of physical and mental abuse, the seed of man are no longer in control of their land. When the workers of iniquity changed history and changed the names to all the land in the earth, the seed of man called after their names. Also disfigured the maps to falsify the size of land on earth and remove certain landmass from the map, it became difficult for the seed of man to remember everything. Israelites and Gentiles, despite of all the abuse, it only takes a divine intervention for the seed of man to remember everything the Father gave to them. It's just like the Israelites that are starting to remember themselves in the land of their captivity. That's being done through divine intervention. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. Israelites and Gentiles, as you can see, the Most High gave to the seed of man the deed to all the land in the earth. The Most High didn't give to the seed of the fallen any deed to the earth, nor did the Most High give to the children of the colonizers deed to any land on this earth. The Most High gave to the seed of man everything in the earth. Unfortunately, because the earth is in the hands of the wicked, the Satans control everything on this earth through the other species of mankind. The seed of man doesn't benefit from the divine deed, nor do they benefit from the written deed that is well documented in the book of Jubilee. The only group of people in this world that took land through a divine deed are the Jewish people. They are proclaiming that their God gave them land in the Middle East, and they have taken possession of that land. Also, they are the only group of people that benefit from being a Shemite, while everyone else can't claim nor identify themselves as Shemites. Meanwhile, the seed of men who have a divine deed from the Most High can't use the deed to claim their land. This is what happens when you lack knowledge. You truly do perish.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
With the truth the Most High is revealing about the seed of man having a divine and written deed to the earth should reveal a lot to the Israelites in the awakening. This truth will show you that the earth is truly in the hands of the wicked. In addition, the people you assign bloodlines to are not who you think they are. The truth is revealing the origin to the other species of mankind. I pray that the seed of man will have an ear to hear and a heart to receive the truth. The time have come for us to know how to differentiate the tares from the wheat. Only the meek will inherit the earth. There is no meekness in the other species of mankind.
Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.
The truth is also revealing to us what we live among. I hope the Israelites and Gentiles will begin to see the other species of mankind for who they truly are. The Most High said, the earth is in the hands of the wicked. Believe him. The hybrid species of man that walk the earth is not your brothers and sisters. The time have come for us to wake up from the falsehoods of the Satans. Let the truth of the Most High's words renew your mind. When we humble ourselves before our God like he commanded of his people, then will we be able to inherit the earth like the meek.
I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces, like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear, and rejoice with trembling.